Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This will be Mini Minutes, episode 11. Today I wanted to go over with you guys and show you guys how to use micro set. We used micro sol in a previous video because I had already used micro set. I didn't need it, so I went ahead and did a different video. So what I have done is I've gotten most of these guys already good to go, with a good layer of varnish where we're going to stick the decals. Some of these guys, I've had them for a hot minute and I was done with them, but then I was just going through some of the Salamander's lore and I realized, hey, some of the markings you have are wrong. So what I went ahead and did is, quite frankly, I just either painted over them or some of them were on there so weak that I was able to scratch them off. So what you're gonna do, kind of like the micro sol, so you're just gonna go over your panels here after you've varnished them. And I did that last night so they would be dry for this video this morning. So I went ahead and did that. The best part is I've also already got the transfers picked out and going. Most of my Salamander guys I had for the third company because I have Captain Adrax Agatone that I kit bashed to have a helmet because at that time I was just not really good at painting faces. But I've gotten better because I painted this guy's face not too long ago. And I think it came out really well. Pretty sure I showed him in a previous video, but all we're doing right here is where we want our decals to go. We're putting a little bit of micro set on. This will kind of help it stick in place and set there. So that is all four of those guys done. So I also, before starting the video, went ahead and made sure that the transfers were cut out and good to go. So hopefully, should just slide off the paper. Yep. It's a bit picky, but we'll come over here so you guys can see it better. Just be gentle. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you can be a little bit ham-fisted. Normally, what I do is I use a different brush that doesn't have a fine tip on it. But yeah, that, and sometimes if they don't want to come all the way off, all you need is just a little bit more water. So it wants to slide off that backing paper. Now, this will be for that kit bashed guy that I showed you just a second ago. You'll have that. And that right there. And you're just going to put it right there. Now, if it's not exactly where you want it, my recommendation is to, well, use a cotton swab, as some people call them, but I normally call them Q-tips. And you're just going to lightly push and move it around where you want it. So it'll be like that. And then after that's done, you're going to get some more micro set on the, either the same Q-tip that you used or a different one. You're going to wait about 30 seconds, wipe just a touch of it out. So it's not too damp. And then you're going to go through and you're just going to slowly roll towards the edges. Sometimes I recommend dabbing it, because if you don't wait long enough, like we just did there, the transfer is not going to want to stay where you have it. You'll have to finick around with it a little bit more. But then you're gonna go with this side, the drier side. Just gonna roll out those edges gently so you don't tear. And then I'm just gonna move her around a little bit more so it's more centered. There we go. What I would recommend doing, I didn't put this in the last video, that is a short video. I would recommend putting multiple coats of your matte varnish on there whenever you're done, because if you don't, the decals will come off easily and you'll easily be able to scratch them off with your thumb. So what else I'm gonna put on this guy, I want him to have 2 campaign badges. One that matches my Tech Marine and the other that matches one of my other Salamander and Furnace Marines. Technically, since he is your standard first company Salamander, you're gonna have to use a first company transfer, even though Games Workshop does not make any other company transfers at all. Can't remember who did make them, but it was actually semi-decent. I'm thinking about getting me some so I can use the Drake Hunters logo on most of them. That, and so my third company guys go all together too. And this one's just being picky of all things. I do know one other place I'm going to put a transfer is right here on his backpack, and I don't think I've ever done that before. So we're also going to get just a touch more micro set for that. Normally, you're not going to go through much of this stuff, if at all. The only reason my bottle is a little low is because whenever I was working on one of them, I almost dropped the entire bottle all over the floor, which is why there's about half left. But you live and you learn. Okay. Something I have also found it easy to do is if you have a touch of micro set on your brush, it occasionally makes it easier to get the transfers off when they're wet and good to go, but sometimes it's not a good idea because they will tear apart. I want to say after this guy, we got 2 more kit bashed in Furnace Marines to paint, and then we got, 3 kit bashed in Furnace Marines and 1 Sergeant paint. And then we have 2 Centurion battle suits, which in my opinion, I think they look a lot better if they don't have their belt thingy, which is pretty much plate mail on their waist. I got one of them right here. Yeah, I think this is just not that good looking when you put it on their legs, and I think that this is a bit more imposing because it makes it look taller. And normally what I'll do whenever I do micro set, sorry to go back to that real quick, but I just remember this, I will leave it sitting in my windowsill here so it gets some sun for at least about, oh, I don't know, 6+ hours. The longer, the better, because then you don't have to worry about the micro sole getting too bad whenever you go to use it. It won't rub off as much because it'll all be sticking down mostly. I mean, I've never had one where I can simply just throw the pretty much throw the varnish on right away. Unfortunately, it's what happened when you put a 2-dimensional object on a 3-dimensional object. It just doesn't want to be nice. And sometimes you're going to have to do multiple passes with microset if you want it to stay down and it's the right way you want it. Kind of like with the transfers, you got to do multiple passes to get them just good. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry this was a little bit longer than usual, but all this stuff takes a lot of time, and if you do well, you'll make it look pretty. Thank you guys for watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share with a friend. That's how we grow the channel. And thank you for new viewers for watching. Have fun.